Hi everyone, this is Dango. In this video, we are going to talk about how to use and how to build Rean in Langrisser mobile. So Rean is one of the characters that come with the collaboration with Trails of Cold Steel. He's a debuff and AoE character, which is very strong, top tier in Season 5. But he's going to be nerfed in Season 6 just because, as developers say, he thinks the debuff and AoE team is too strong, so they are going to nerf the AoE and debuff team. So in Season 6, single target could be a better strategy overall. But yeah, we're still talking about Season 5, so Rean is still a very strong character in Season 5. And so in this case, I'm not going to say Rean is a must-have character, but he is one of the collaboration units, so this is a limited time unit. And he is one of the top level debuff and AoE character. So even AoE and debuff is gonna be nerfed, Rean is still on top of that strategy. So we're going to see what Rean is going to do here. So we can see here the player 1 is using double tank strategy. We have been talking about like double tank strategy is very strong because you cannot kill land use with single target strategy, and then your AoE strategy is gonna be countered by juggler. So the thing about Rean is his debuff can include the heal reverse and also heal block silence, those strong debuff here. So after Rean use his 3-cost skill here, we can see, oh, there is also clock with the 3-cost skills, so let's kind of read. We can see the Ares is getting silenced, and the juggler is having heal block with the heal reverse, and Landius is having heal reverse. So this tail heal block, yeah. So the skill apply one debuff, one strong debuff that includes silence, heal reverse, and heal block, and also cannot receive any buff. So those are really strong debuff. And also you get one debuff from his transformation or from his talent part. So that can also include the heal block and silence. So this part will not have the heal reverse, but you still have the silence and heal block from the talent. So this is really strong. And the other part of the skill is that if it applies 2 of the flame debuff that will last for 2 turns, and then at the end of their character's turn, they will receive a fixed damage which equals to 1 times Rean's attack. So this is a fixed damage that is going to go through the fixed damage immune. So although you have Bracer with your Listel, your Juggler, your Landius, they're still going to receive this fixed damage, as we can see in a minute. So Juggler jumps in with the 3-cost skill, and then although he's using Bracer, we can see there is still 2 times of the fixed damage from Rean. Yeah, but this debuff is removable. So with the healing zone from Nicholas, we can see one of these debuff is getting removed. So yeah, this is just a very strong from Rean. Player 2 win this match just because he silenced the Ares, and also he applied the heal reverse and heal block with Listel, the heal reverse with Landius. So those are really strong debuffs. So this is why Rean is very strong. Yeah, so we can look at the talent of Rean a little bit. So basically, after you use of each of the skill, you are going to heal Rean 20% health point, and then you will increase all the stats by 4%. So this you can stack 5 times. So after Rean use 5 times of any of the skill, then all the stats is gonna increase by 20%, which is a pretty powerful talent. And also, each of the skill you use, you are also healing 20% of health point. So this makes Rean a very sustainable character and also very strong in late game. So the other part of Rean is related with this transformation skill. So basically the transformation skill will increase Rean's damage dealt by 30%, and also decrease damage received by 30%, and increase mobility by 1. This is why Rean is so tanky. You cannot use any assassin to kill Rean effectively. So just because the damage reduction by 30% is actually really high. So if you have like Rean, you use the Bracer build, you use this kind of armor aiding a lot of tons of defense when receiving a attack, you are not going to get killed from any assassins. He cannot kill you, Alastral, even with Spawn Dino, cannot kill you. Zareda, of course, Zareda cannot kill you. Yeah, even with Alcazar Zareda, you have trouble killing Rean when Rean is on a defensive tail. So this is just why Rean is very strong. Like usually AoE characters, they are pretty weak to assassins. Like if we talk about Basil, if we talk about Nicholas, we talk about Reinforce, those are not really assassin proof. But Rean is one of the AoE character that is also assassin proof. This is why Rean is very strong. So the transformations is gonna to last for 2 turns. So after it's going to last 3 turns. Yeah, so at the end of the transformation, Rean is going to silence himself for 2 turns. So do you have any method to not let Rean get the silence and extend the talent period? Yes, you do. So if you have friendly units getting killed, each of them will extend Rean's transformation stage by 2 turns. And after 2 of your friendly units getting killed, Rean will stay his transformation form forever. So yeah, as long as you have 2 friendly units getting killed, Rean will just be the transformed form forever. So in this case, you can already see like Gizlov is one of Rean's best friends, because Gizlov have this construct, and the 3C of Gizlov can sacrifice the construct and generate a big construct. In this process, it is considered that one of your friendly unit is killed. So when Gizlov uses the 3-cost skill, this is basically a free 1 unit that can trigger Rean's talent. The other character that can work pretty well with Rean is also AKA. So AKA is Wolf Soul. When the Wolf Soul is sacrificed, it triggers Rean's talent. So all the summon strategies, especially a lot of mythical characters that we see, Gizlov, AKA, those characters really works well with Rean. And this kind of summon strategy also benefits the Yusuke a lot. So yeah, Yusuke is the other Rean's friend. And also, of course, the healer Liana generating the Sky Archer. A lot of players are using that for Yusuke. You can also use Sky Archer for Rean, so that is a good choice. Yeah, this is how Rean's talent works, and then the scale for Rean is just all very strong. The 3-cost scale, as I said, this is a 3-spam AoE scale, so if you are using the AoE sword, this is going to be a huge spam, basically 4-spam AoE. So, and then you are only going to use that under the transform. So if you are not using this scale under the transform stage, the scale is going to be 0.3 damage and 50% chance to apply 1 debuff. But if you are using this scale under the transformation stage, which is always going to be the case, you will actually have 1 more spam. So the spam increased from 4 to 5 if you are using AoE sword. This is why you always see Rean spam is that huge, because like there is a spam +1 if you are using the scale under the transformation stage. And then the damage is gonna to increase from 0.3 to 0.36, and also the debuff that it is going to apply becomes 100%. So remember, this scale can apply heal reverse, which is very strong debuff to the opponent. And besides heal reverse, you can get the silence, heal block, and cannot receive any buff from the scale and from the talent as well. So this 3-cost scale is very strong, and Rean has another smaller spam AoE scale, which is this scale. So this is basically everything similar to the 3-cost scale. It's just the spam is actually also 5. It's just the damage is decreased to 0.3, and you will not have the heal reverse effect from that scale. And you also have a AoE scale, a LAN AoE scale. So this is the LAN AoE scale. I think is this one. So this is a LAN scale, which is going to hit 5 spots away. If you are using it under transformation, then you are going to hit 6 spots away. And if you are also using range sword, this is actually a 7-spot AoE scale. so Lan AoE skill, so which is pretty good. The other skill doesn't really matter, you know, you still have one single target skill, you have the other single target skill that is dealing 1.3 damage and increased crit chance by 20%. So Rean at the transformation form, so one of the black technology for Rean is that you can try to use that skill to kill Juggler as well. If you have other source of damage increase from attack blessing, from the Iris teleport, then you have a good chance to actually one-shot Juggler. But yeah, no one is really using Rean as the single target, single target unit. He's more used as the AoE unit. So after transformation, his mobility increased by 1, and you know, with all the huge range from Rean. So usually for Rean, the distance, yeah, the threatening range isn't a huge. Yeah, isn't like really huge for Rean. You can always hit the target, you can always hit all of the targets. I mean, not always, but sometimes, but usually, yeah, because of the huge spam. So the more recommended build for Rean is the defensive build. So you use Teriel because it increase the defense and also the damage, the skill increase, yeah, skill damage increase. So, and also Bracer, this Gia's, yeah, is that Gia's helmet? Yeah, no, Gia's armor. So when you are under attack, defense is increased by 15%. So you use this kind of side, so Rean is basically cannot be killed by any of the assassins. And this is the most popular build, and usually the enchant, you're going to enchant Rean with a clock. So any of the AoE you clocked, this is gonna be a huge factor for this match. So most of the Rean you are going to see is gonna be a clock build, as we can also see from other players. Let me see if we can see some PvP player from here. Yeah, because players usually build Rean defensively, a lot of defense, not really super high health point and you know, attack, so the power of the PvP player isn't super high. So this is one of the PvP player, he's using the Apex boot, which can be fun, but usually people use Bracer if you can. This is another PvP player, he's actually using the Judgment Talisman, so this is more of a aggressive build. Promises. So Promises, you know, he's one of the rush player. So if you're a rush player, you want to hit your Rean with to the opponent like within turn 2, because you still need to use the transformation skill turn 1. So in that case, maybe you can use the Apex boot, which is not a bad build as well. Yeah, this is a PvP player. He's using the Shin Guard. You only use Shin Guard when you don't have the Bracer, I think. Yeah, we cannot really see many PvP player here. Yeah, so we cannot see many Rean build here, but because I watched a lot of match and I always see, usually the more defensive build for Rean, the standard build is this build. But if you are going to be more aggressive, you can also try to use the Apex boot, which can increase the mobility of Rean, and then all the enchants we are seeing are clock enchant. But if you are going to be more aggressive player, you want to finish every battle within turn 3 or turn 4, then clock doesn't really matter. So if I am using the Apex boot for Rean, I'm going to go with the Breeze build. So you can jump in with Rean more easily, and Breeze means more damage. And also, instead of using the AoE sword, maybe if I'm using the Breeze build, I'm going to use the Demon Slayer, which is Sakura sword. So the other, this one, no, not this one. Do I actually have that? I don't think I have that actually. Yeah, so I'm going to use Sakura sword, you know, the one that can increase the scale. And also you can, this one. Yeah, so increase the attack and scale by 8%. And if there is a crit hit, you will dispel one buff from the opponent and apply one debuff. So this Sakura sword is more of the sword I would use for Breeze build, because for Breeze build, you're going to easily, like, you have easier time to initiate, you have easier time to find the best target, so you can hit most of the target. So AoE sword isn't super necessary for Breeze build. So yeah, again, if I'm going to if I'm a rush player, I'm going to jump in with Rean, and I hope to finish this battle within 3 or 4 turns. I'm going to use a Breeze build with Apex Boot and Sakura Sword. But otherwise, I would still highly recommend you to use the clock build with the assassin proof build, because if you are going to use the Breeze build with Apex Boot, your Rean is not gonna be assassin proof unless you stay your Rean on a wall, so you can get this free 30% increase in your defense, so he becomes the assassin proof, but otherwise you are not going to be assassin proof. So this is how you build Rean. For the troop selection, most commonly you're going to use the steel wing, just because when you're under the range attack, you will also increase defense and magic defense by 30%. This is pretty good. And if you're attacked by carry units, this flyer will give you a lot of bonus, so you are not super weak to the carry units as well. Yeah, so actually if Detroit trying to attack Rean, usually Detroit have trouble killing Rean at all, just because the steel wing is pretty tanky. So of course, if you are not worrying about cavalry units, you can also use Highland Warrior, which further reduce the damage taken by 15%, right? So this is pretty tanky against the assassin as well. So yeah, those are the Euro troop selection for Rean. If you want to kill juggler, you also try to use the steel wing. So okay, so this is everything I want to talk about Rean. If you have other questions, leave a comment, and otherwise I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.